November 15th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a suspect nabbed in a Stratford shooting, a Stamford girl abandoned in New York leading police to her slain mother, charges dropped against a woman accused of bilking her date out of $300, and more. Frank Granito has your Nutmeg sports update and a look at the forecast, and Donald Eng joins us later to take a look back on this day in history. But first, Stratford police have arrested a 20-year-old man in connection to a shooting last Friday. Rodney Johnson Jr. was arrested yesterday in Stamford for the shooting which occurred in Stratford on Friday, November 11th. Johnson was arrested at his father's home after Stratford detectives tracked him to that address. During the arrest, officers recovered a .380 caliber handgun and an electronic defense weapon. The handgun was reported stolen about 2 years ago in Trumbull. That shooting injured a man in his late teens and occurred near Bruce Avenue and Hollister Street. Johnson faces a number of charges related to the shooting and the stolen firearm. And a 5-year-old Connecticut girl was abandoned by her dad at the Port Authority bus terminal yesterday morning, and when police went to talk to her mother at the Stamford home, they found the woman dead. The New York Post reports that authorities are now hunting for the child's father, Elmer Gomez Ruona, calling him a person of interest in the woman's death. The little girl told police that she and her father had taken a bus to the terminal and that he had told her to stay where she was. The girl, who spoke mostly Spanish, was taken into the care of police. She was then able to give them enough information to locate her home in Stamford. When police went to the address, they found the mother, a woman in her early 30s, dead inside. And in other news, state police say a Connecticut man, Jared Governal, is reported missing from Mansfield since yesterday and is possibly in need of medication. Troopers learned that at about 5 a.m. this morning, Jared's ATM was used in Pennsylvania on Route 80 at a gas station. Pennsylvania State Police have been notified. Governal was last seen operating a 2009 Honda Civic with a Connecticut registration plate of 274WEA. If anyone knows his whereabouts, they're asked to call police at 860-896-3200 or to dial 911. And 12 people rescued from a sinking cabin cruiser off of Shippen Point in Stamford on Monday afternoon were planning to view the supermoon from Long Island Sound. That, according to the Stamford Advocate. The craft had apparently scraped rocks outside of East Break Wall and began taking on water. The fire department spokesman said that it came to a rest at the corner of East Break Wall, directly across from Shippen Point. There were no children on board the boat and no one was injured. The boat was beached in about 10 feet of water, almost completely submerged. A towboat was going to remove the cabin cruiser from the water today. And the Connecticut Post reports that a mailman has been charged with sexually assaulting a local woman in her home. 31-year-old Dennis Wong, who works out of the Westport Post Office, was charged with sexual assault and criminal trespass. Wong, who lives at Avalon Gates in Trumbull, was released after posting a $10,000 bond. Police said officers were dispatched to Fisher Court in Stratford for a panic alarm. When officers got there, the female resident emerged from the home upset, followed by Wong, who was wearing his U.S. Postal uniform. Police said Wong and the woman had previously worked at the post office together. They continued that the woman told them Wong had showed up uninvited to her door with a cup of hot chocolate and a bagel. The woman let him in, only to be pushed into a corner, and Wong, who forced his body up against her. He then threw her down on a couch and sexually assaulted her. However, the woman managed to grab a key fob for her alarm system and hit the panic button. Police said Wong told them that he was just trying to have some fun. And motorists are seeing dropping gas prices at the pump, which some industry experts believe is the result of the recent U.S. election and abundant crude oil supplies. Over the last week, average gas prices on the state and national levels have declined several pennies. In Connecticut, today's average gas price of $2.32 is down 2 cents compared to last week and 1 cent compared to last month. Nationally, average prices of $2.17 are down a nickel compared to last week and down 8 cents compared to last month. Industry experts believe the Trump administration will relax existing energy policies, including stringent permitting process requirement in the gas and oil industries. They also believe the new administration will focus on output rather than pursuing a global low-carbon energy plan. Let's switch gears now and throw it over to Frank Rito to take a look at the forecast. It's pretty dark out there right now, Frank.
It is dark and gloomy, Kate. Considerable cloudiness today with on and off showers until later this evening. A high of 50 degrees and wind gusts up around 20 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. Shower and clouds should clear out by midnight tonight, though, and we will see mostly clear skies with a low of 43 until Wednesday morning. Mostly sunny and warmer on Wednesday with temperatures in the mid to high 50s, a light breeze between 7 to 10 miles per hour during the afternoon before mostly clear skies overnight and a low of 45 heading into another sun-filled Thursday. And we will have much of the same that Thursday with plenty of sunshine and warmer temperatures in the high 50s, maybe even reaching 60. A light breeze in the late morning should die down by Thursday night. Clear skies through the evening and overnight with temperatures dipping down into the 30s before what will be a beautiful Friday fall afternoon. That's going to do it for the weather. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Don takes a look back on this day in history. Frank has your Nutmeg Sports Update, and we have some more Connecticut news, including video of an East Windsor person in Ku Klux Klan robes. We're going to have that and a lot more coming up after this. Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Hi, this is Leo Carl from Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan, and you've heard me talk about the Chevy Volt for years. The new model gets 53 miles on EV charge daily, plus 420-mile full range. But don't take my word for it. You need to come in and test drive the Volt yourself. Visit us at 261 Elm Street in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
As you're getting back to your regular schedules, we're excited to get back to doing what we do best, offering you the freshest seasonal fare and all the ingredients for a healthy start to school. So shop Walter Stewart's for everything fresh, from A, apples to Z, zucchini, and from cotton candy grapes to back to nature all-natural snack bags. We save you time by stocking all of your favorite back-to-school essentials under one roof. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com. At Whip Blow Dry Bar and Salon of Ridgefield, it's all about creating a hassle-free, high-end experience for the entire family. Open 7 days a week, the makeup and hairstyle salon on Governor Street has it all. From color services, men's haircuts with a complimentary microbrew, affordable kids cuts, and more. And our blowout package includes a shampoo, scalp massage, blowout of your choice, and a lipstick application done by a celebrity makeup artist. Download the Whip Salon app to view the styles and book appointments. Get more information at whipsalon.com, 203-442-6444, or find Whip on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Discover a world of wellness in the heart of New Canaan. Halo Studios, New Canaan's first collaborative wellness center, offers you the freedom to choose from the best and latest health, fitness, and wellness options. Inside Halo Studios, you'll find all the wellness experts you need at places like Halo Fitness, Priority Wellness, and Sama Yoga Center. Come by for a free wellness assessment, open 7 days a week at 45 Grove Street. For more information, visit halostudios.com or call 203-594-9909.
We're back on this Tuesday, November 15th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network, and it's time to take a look back on this day in history with our own Donald Eng. Don.
Well, Kate, if you know anyone from south of the Mason-Dixon line, you might not want to share today with them. But anyway, we go to 1777 first. After 16 months of debate, the Continental Congress approves the Articles of Confederation. Now, the Articles made for a notoriously weak central government, which severely the Revolutionary War effort, they were superseded in 1789 by the much stronger central government of the modern U.S. Constitution. To 1969 we go. The Soviet submarine K-19 collides with the American sub USS Gato 200 feet below the surface of the Barents Sea. Now, if you saw the movie, you know K-19 was incredibly unlucky. During construction, 11 men died in accidents on the boat. On its first voyage in 1961, a faulty weld led to a cooling system failure that nearly caused the reactor to melt down. That killed 22 more sailors. In 1972, a fire broke out, killing 28 and trapping 12 in pitch black freezing cold for 3.5 weeks. And finally, in 1982, an electrical short circuit killed one sailor and injured another. One small quibble: Soviet sailors nicknamed K-19 Hiroshima, never the Widowmaker, although it certainly deserved the name. On that same day, in 1969, 37-year-old super patriot Dave Thomas opens the first Wendy's restaurant in Columbus, Ohio. Named after his daughter, Melinda, the restaurant featured square hamburger patties so the corners stuck out and the customer could see the meat. By 1993, the year Dave graduated high school, he was one of the most recognizable men in the country, and the chain had grown to 5,000 locations worldwide. Finally, now we go to 1864, Atlanta, Georgia, for this.
Sherman's army set off on November 15th, leaving Atlanta in flames behind them. Sherman ordered that nothing the Confederates could use be left standing, but the rearguard decided to burn down the entire town. It was a fitting beginning to the campaign. The army marched in 2 columns on different roads, altogether about 62,000 strong. The only thing standing in the way of Sherman and Savannah were 13,000 men, many of whom in other circumstances would have been considered unfit for service because of age.
Yes, that is William Tecumseh Sherman beginning what we now know as Sherman's March to the Sea, marching 60,000 men 300 miles in about 5 weeks. The Army attracted thousands of refugees, including many runaway slaves. It was Sherman's Special Field Order 15 that ordered the confiscation of a 30-mile strip of land to be redistributed and dispersed to them in 40-acre parcels. The legendary 40 acres and a mule compensation originally came from General Sherman. That is your look back in history for today, November 15th, and I'm Donald Ing.
All right, very interesting, Don. Thank you, as always. In other news today, last week, the town of Darien participated in a road safety assessment along Route 1, focusing on several intersections, including Sedgwick Avenue, West Avenue, Corbin Drive, Thorndale Avenue, and Hecker Avenue. The purpose of an RSA is to evaluate roadway challenges and identify countermeasures to improve safety for motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists. The team was briefed on the RSA process, conducted a field visit along Route 1, and then developed a series of recommendations to address the existing safety challenges in the corridor. You can get more on that story at DarienTimes.com. Let's throw it over now to Frank Granito for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Of course, the CIAC state tournament still going on right now, and we have 10 FCIAC teams who are still in action and reaching this year's semifinals. Let's start with girls soccer, who had 3 quarterfinal matches yesterday featuring 4 FCIAC teams. Number 9 Staples fell 6-2 against Glastonbury, unfortunately. Ridgefield rolled 6-1 against Windsor. And in an all-FCIAC quarterfinal, Wilton defeated West Hill 4-2 on PKs. Wilton will now face number 1 Glastonbury in the first semifinal tomorrow afternoon, and Ridgefield will take on Suffield in a 2-3 matchup after that game. In Class L, St. Joe's had a full roster again for their quarterfinal game against for the quarterfinals, and they posted a 4-0 victory. They'll now face off against Daniel Hand in the semifinals. Field hockey will play their semis this afternoon. Number 2 Enfield and number 3 Staples will be the first game, followed by number 4 Darien and number 1 Glastonbury. Both those games are set to be played at Watertown High. In Class M for field hockey, New Canaan, number 7, will play against number 3 Brantford at 7 o'clock tonight. The other semifinal in that bracket features number 8 Laurelton and Guilford. Ridgefield and Greenwich will square off in the volleyball semis tomorrow for an all-FCIAC matchup, guaranteeing us at least one FCIAC team in that championship game. On the other side of the bracket, it is number 3 Stanford and number 2 Amity, as all 4 of the top seeds have advanced to the semis in volleyball. And finally, in boys soccer, the Danbury Hatters won their FCIAC rematch against the Trumbull Eagles. In the quarterfinals, they are the lone FCIAC boys soccer team remaining now in the tournament. The Hatters will play against Shelton this afternoon, with the winner advancing to Saturday's championship game. But for more on all of the CIAC tournaments, make sure you tune into Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That'll do it for this Nutmeg Sports update. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. In other news today, partygoers at a weekend bonfire in East Windsor, where one attendee was dressed in a Ku Klux Klan robe and waving a Donald Trump campaign flag, could face criminal charges, according to police. The Hartford Courant reports that detectives were still investigating the Saturday night gathering, which exploded on social media over the weekend when video surfaced on Snapchat showing a young man wearing the white robes associated with the KKK. The incident comes amid nationwide reports of racial tension and protests since Trump's election as president, though officials said in East Windsor meeting that it wasn't tied to the Klan. Police believe the gathering took place at gravel pits in the southern part of town, where youths often get together to ride ATVs. Police said the roughly 30 to 50 partygoers could face charges of trespassing and underage drinking, while police said the department considers the KKK and anything associated with the group a symbol of hate. They said it's unlikely that the man wearing the robe would face any hate crime charges. And in an interesting update on a story we brought you previously, prosecutors have agreed to drop charges against a young woman who became a target for ridicule on the internet after she said police mistakenly arrested her for stealing a restaurant gift card from her dinner companion on a first date. The Hartford Courant reports that after her arrest by the Westport police on October 14th was posted online, 27-year-old Catherine Stonick was ridiculed and was suspended without pay from her job as an associate manager of a clothing retailer in Westbrook. She claims she's never been to the restaurant and can prove it. She was accused of arranging a dinner date, insisting her date fill her gas tank, and then at Trattoria in Westport allegedly tricking the date into buying her a $300 gift card. The police incident report shows that investigators interviewed two witnesses, the man said to be Stonick's dinner date and the waiter who served them. The dinner date chose Stonick from an array of photographs prepared by police, but the waiter selected a photograph of someone other than Stonick. The Courant reports that within days of her arrest, Stonick paid for a polygraph exam, which showed a 99.9% probability that her denial was truthful and that she had never been to the restaurant in question. She also obtained sworn statements from 5 witnesses who said that she was in New Haven the night of that so-called date and on the date of the subsequent dinners where that gift card was used. And in other news, Bridgeport Rescue Mission is working closely this year with corporate partners and is preparing for their annual Great Thanksgiving project to provide 15,000 winter coats and 3,000 turkeys and bags of Thanksgiving fixings to low-income and working poor families in coastal Fairfield County. The Great Thanksgiving Project distribution will take place November 16th through November 22nd at Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. daily. There is a big job ahead, and the mission's greatest food needs are 12 to 15-pound frozen turkeys, as well as gently used coats for men, women, and children in all sizes, but especially large coats for men. Donations can be dropped off at the mission's donation center. That's 1069 Connecticut Avenue, Unit 2B in Bridgeport, every Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The mission asks that all donations be made no later than November 18th. For more information on that project, you can visit bridgeportrescuemission.org. And Milford Scouts had their best year ever at the annual Thanks for Giving food drive this past weekend, collecting 367 turkeys and more than $4,000 in cash and gift cards. Some of that cash will be donated to Beth El Shelter, and the remainder will be used to buy food for the needy during the holiday season. You can get more on that story at milfordmirror.com. We're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
This is now 44 years I've been in this business. Digital came along. After I was in business for about 6 years, I had to totally reinvent the business. So I had to make a tremendous investment in my business. And Milford Bank was there for me. I don't really just consider Milford Bank a bank. I consider them a trusted partner in my business. My name is Jim Wilson, owner of Milford Photo. I choose to bank with Milford Bank.
Want to reach new heights in your fitness and health goals? Find what you're looking for at Elevation Spin, Train, and TRX in Georgetown, Connecticut. Elevation Spin gives you purposeful spinning workouts inspired by the road. We encourage monitoring of heart rate and energy zones. Elevation also offers customized personal training with dedicated professionals passionate about helping you reach your goals. And let us motivate you to reach greater performance and functionality with TRX suspension training, using your own body weight for an incredible dynamic workout. Located at 4 Old Mill Road in Georgetown, call Elevation at 203-544-9503 or visit elevationspintraintrx.com for more.
The leaves are changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
This fall, explore the beautiful landscape enhanced by the architectural design and art at the Philip Johnson Glass House in New Canaan. Open for the season now through November 30th, the Glass House is a National Trust historic site that sits on 49 acres of pastoral landscape, comprised of 14 total structures, and a permanent collection of 20th century painting and sculpture, as well as temporary exhibitions. Tours are available on Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays through Saturdays. Advance reservations are recommended. Visit theglasshouse.org for more information and to get your tickets.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to your Tuesday coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top headlines we're following today, including that Stratford police have arrested a 20-year-old man in connection to a shooting last Friday. Rodney Johnson Jr. was arrested yesterday in Stamford for the shooting, which occurred in Stratford on Friday, November 11th. Johnson was arrested at his father's home after Stratford detectives tracked him to that address. During the arrest, officers recovered a .38 caliber handgun and an electronic defense weapon. The handgun had been reported stolen approximately 2 years ago in Trumbull. That shooting injured a man in his late teens and occurred near Bruce Avenue and Hollister Street. Johnson faces a number of charges related to the shooting and the stolen firearm. More at StratfordStar.com. And a 5-year-old Connecticut girl was abandoned by her dad at the Port Authority bus terminal on Monday morning, and when police went to talk to her mother at the Stamford home, they found the woman dead. The New York Post reports that authorities are now hunting for the child's father, Elmer Gomez Ruona, calling him a person of interest in the woman's death. The little girl told police that she and her father had taken a bus to the terminal and that he had told her to stay where she was. The girl, who spoke mostly Spanish, was taken into the care of police. She was then able to give them enough information to locate her home in Stamford. When police went to the address, they found her mother, a woman in her early 30s, dead inside. And state police say a Connecticut man, Jared Governal, is reported missing from Mansfield since yesterday and is possibly in need of medication. Troopers learned that about 5 a.m. this morning, Jared's ATM card was used in Pennsylvania on Route 80 at a gas station. Pennsylvania State Police have been notified, and Governal was last seen operating a 2009 Honda Civic with the Connecticut registration plate of 274WEA. If anyone knows of his whereabouts, they're asked to contact police at 860-896-3200. And 12 people rescued from a sinking cabin cruiser off of Shippen Point in Stamford on Monday afternoon were planning to view the supermoon from Long Island Sound. The Stamford Advocate reports that the craft had apparently scraped rocks outside of the east break wall and began taking on water. It came to a rest at the corner of East Break Wall directly across from Shippen Point. There were no children on board the boat and no one was injured. Let's throw it back over to Frank Granito for a final look at the forecast. Things brightened up a little bit.
It has brightened up a little bit, Kate, but we can see it is pouring outside right now. It is expected to be overcast with on and off periods of rain all day long until later on this evening. A high of 50 degrees today. Windy with gusts reaching up around 20 miles per hour, but showers and clouds should clear out by midnight tonight, and we'll see a low of 43 before some more sunshine on Wednesday. Mostly sunny and warmer tomorrow with temperatures in the mid to high 50s. A light breeze in the afternoon, but mostly clear skies overnight, and a low of 45 heading into Thursday. Thursday will have more sunny skies and warmer temperatures in the high 50s, possibly reaching into the low 60s. A light breeze in the late morning should die down before Thursday evening. Clear skies again, comfortable temperatures in the low 40s on Thursday, and then a beautiful Friday fall afternoon to wrap up the week.
All right, Frank.
We're getting there, Kate.
We're getting there. All right. Well, thank you so much, Frank. We are going to wrap things up here on your coffee break. 12:30, The Drive with Denise, and 2 o'clock Nutmeg Sports, so be sure to check it out. We will see you tomorrow at 11 for your coffee break. Have a great day.